money isn't the creator or survivor for people. It's ideas and transformation of ideas into things. What I am always aware of when things develop is that the organizational side eventually becomes heavy because the activities get more and more. And at that point, we fall into the trap of creating structures and no longer match the origin of ideas or their true development, the head, heart, and hand one. If you think in those terms, the bigger the structures get, potentially the danger is they get remote from this whole notion, which I'm trying to emulate. It's inevitable. And particularly as the population of the world gets bigger and bigger and bigger, we have a scaling problem. And what I'm hoping for the EAAE is the recognition of its human focus, not to be overawed by the management of it.
What is important to kind of have the possibility of a continuous dialogue on connections that can be done between the profession and the more established studios and those that are just finishing or just starting their career. Strengthening the policy, making opportunities through education. I think that the educational part is essential in kind of also discussing on policies for the future of Europe on architecture.
It is really important to develop our education with with different solutions from different universities and also from different countries from Europe is really important for us.
In a world that is filled with problems and different issues that affect all of us, but also in different ways, maybe students and faculty of the schools of architecture. It's really good to come together and talk and feel like we are not alone. And despite how alternative we feel our ideas are, to see that they are shared by a valued group and to talk about them, to develop them together.
The glory of architectural education is that we don't know what we do and we don't know what we are going to do, because architecture is mobile. Architecture, even if we think that it's static, change because society change. So we are training people who will train us what they want to do. Usually we were doing buildings, we were doing cities. Now we are doing urban context. We are doing context for life. Some things will be here, some things will be around us.
I'm happy to be an architect because you work on a positive side of life. You plan stuff for the future. You are working on something that is not yet there and will be there and will contribute to the well-being and the happiness of people. So that's a very privileged position. I think EAAE gives you the possibility to connect to other cultures, to connect to other perspectives, to connect to other ways of doing architecture, thinking about architecture, and to co-create and collaborate with other people that you otherwise wouldn't have met.
Work with young people with hopes and dreams and their ambitions and perspectives, what to become and who, and there is always this uncertainty, and you're part of it, contributing to their development.
But it's a great honor to be here among our colleagues, and I want to emphasize the feeling of gratitude to those who 50 years ago established this community.
Due to the time that we are living right now, it's really hard. We are considering and willing for the best for our students, even though the time is really hard, and we have a lot of challenges in front of us, the climate change, the sustainability, the circularity in economics and production of building construction too. To be able to face to this critical point that we have, and to try to give to our students the opportunity to work on the changes that the society and the world are bringing to us.
EAAE is one of the places that I come to find out how other people teach and how the cultures of teaching, different pedagogies, approaches, where we share good practice and encourage each other and really help each other to navigate the challenges of the future, the challenges of the present, which never seem to get any easier, but we're up for the challenge and together we get somewhere with it, I really think.
We could do more in terms of expanding our footprints as organizations, where we bring in more students into the conferences, where we focus on international exchanges, bringing in international organizations into the EAAE to allow for a larger network worldwide or globally. EAAE could take more active steps in advocating for healthy environments and environments for well-being, make our own environments better environments through educating students, but also by educating the public and educating politicians. And many of them are not aware of what we know through our research. And if we had an opportunity here to advocate for healthy cities and better living conditions, I think this could be another great avenue forward for the EAAE.
Associations are among the most remarkable achievements of our civic and professional life. Unlike individuals, they have the ability to renew themselves, to adapt to new times, and to face both persisting and emerging challenges. They are multi-general, a wonderful quality that allows growth and evolution over time in both depth and reach. But this only happens when certain values are alive: openness, rigor, shared responsibility, and respect. These values sustain a true community, one dedicated to educating young people, to generating and transferring knowledge, and to improving the environment we live in. In doing so, we contribute to prosperity, peace, and beauty. What we have accomplished together is important, yet what lies ahead, the anticipation of what is possible, and the courage to embrace the unknown may be even more meaningful. As we celebrate 50 years of the EAAE, I feel profound gratitude. Gratitude for the contributions that brought us here and for the continuing commitment of our schools to society. My promise to future, to enable one another, to thrive together, to remain anchored in our values, while moving with confidence into what is still to come. This is the spirit of EAAE, past, present, and future.
Times of uncertainty and rapid change, the shared values of the EAAE serve as a vital foundation for fostering intellectual exchange and forward-thinking learning. They are essential in supporting our collective efforts to guide and inspire the next generation of architectural professionals, to shape the future with vision, responsibility, and care.
Let me take you on a little journey through the history of the EAAE newsletter, just a small selection of moments that shaped its story. And you know what they say, history has a way of repeating itself. It all begins in 1978, when the very first EAAE news sheet was printed. In that first edition, the intentions of the association were set out. It read, "One of the first initiatives taken by the association has been to organize regular seminars for teachers and students throughout Europe." These words, written by A. J. Howry, head of the Birmingham School of Architecture, set the tone for what was to come. By 1980, the president's report reflected on the association's early years. It said, "The news sheet has become the voice of the association." After the honeymoon of its existence, the period of enthusiasm, a next step had to be taken, a phase of normality had to be introduced, adding stability to the early fragile existence of the association. A reminder that even in its infancy, the EAAE was seeking both growth and balance. 10 years later, in 1988, the newsletter looked toward the future. An article declared, computers have come to stay, they are changing the world whether we like it or not, and gradually they will find their way into the offices of architects and the schools of architecture all over the world. In 1998, 20 years after that first issue, the newsletter showed how the association was bringing people together. One story described students from Aachen, Plymouth, Portsmouth, and Vienna gathering for a summer school in Drama, Greece, to work on redesigning and rethinking urban public spaces. Another celebrated the very first meeting of heads of schools of architecture in Europe, 80 participants in Chania, discussing the future of architectural education. In 2009, the newsletter announced the EAAE Prize for Writings in Architectural Education, first awarded back in 1991, a prize that continues to highlight the importance of reflection and research in our field. By 2019, when the 30th newsletter was published, it had fully integrated with the website. Its role shifted, from reporting, to becoming an activation tool, and today, the newsletter is our main channel of communication. A place not only to share our activities, but also yours, so please, send us your stories. We'll be delighted to publish them. And to continue shaping this history together. A warm thank you to all our members, partners, and everyone who joined us on our 50 years journey.